9/3/2012. Time 10:53 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It is September 3rd. It is Labor Day. And it's a wonderful day. And the dog days of August are out of the way, and I'm going to feature Priceline. We already made Priceline trades big time. And what we have done now is that we've come up to a major, when we shorted Priceline, it's on our website, came all the way down, it started its uptrend right here on its reversal from its earnings, and it dropped well over $100 for us, and we made a fortune. But we had to get long because you can see that it started building and they walked it right back up. Yes, you had to be seller. Look at the volatility in it. You can see where the reversals were right here, and it came down, and then it came back up and challenged, and we had reversals. We consolidated, and this is all in a 60-minute consolidation, and breakouts to the 610 area right here, which create right here, right now, it creates opportunity in the call and put strategies. We want to watch the 610 put because that's the major wall of resistance. We're going to want to watch the near term, what used to be resistance. If it wants to hold this weekly wick and then bounce, then we would trade out of the put side and go long the calls. But we're looking for a bigger sell-off based on the big move that it's had from its earnings reports, coming off of the lows from the big short that we did on it. And we've come all the way back up here to 610. And Priceline, once again, like Baidu, the ones that missed their earnings and got killed, this one has a lot of volatility because Priceline is a leader stock. And you had to get long off of the bottoms here. Now it's at resistance. So basically the 60-minute chart's got the wall of resistance right here at that 610 handle. I'll be happy to show this to my MMT in a little bit better fashion of where the majority of the trend, or that's what the public calls these 60 minutes. Look at the 60-minute reversals. Great shorts we did. The put side pays here. Then the call side pays back up. The put side pays. The call side pays. Then the put side pays again. So the put to call ratio in these 60-minute daily trends pay different directional price movements. And you can ring the cash register on that call right up there and get paid. Now it's the put side that we have. And that wall of resistance brings the 610 put into play. Now, Priceline itself has a weekly chart that I want to show people. And you can see that during the earnings when we shorted it right up here, and we did it, and that's on the live site, but you went all the way down here to my 550 area, and you held that 550, and then you started acing and you're above the 50-week moving average. Priceline does have, if the markets continue to want to go up tomorrow, the next resistance level is going to be half of the weekly bar. Let's just call it somewhere, 620 is about right, because these trends are going to change. So let's just start right about here, and let's start right here, and let's start right there at these bottoms, and this is part of that bar. So the 10-week moving average, which is at 635, that would ultimately, if we continue to want to run higher, that would be another wall of resistance below there. However, listen, it's been a short cover rally up on lower volume. Look at the big down move. That means that this thing here, it's not overbought, and it can still go higher in price volatility. So we're going to be looking at exactly how Priceline will trade. Close at 604.57. So if we get below the 50-week moving average, which is this pink line, that's the 50-week. You got, it was resistance. It did get above it, and it's holding that support level. So once we start selling down through there, once we start selling down through that level, it means one thing. It means that the put side pays. And I do have a way of letting you know that that $12.22 range in Priceline was, the high was 610, but look at the low. It got below that 600 level. So basically you had 603.60 down to that level of support, and when it, but you have that wall of resistance there. So we have dollar price increasing, which will create us an opportunity to Priceline 610 put. Once again, The high was 1320 and the low was 960. We look to do these on the intraday level. When they get wholesale, they have a tendency of trading up. And once again, as long as this 60-minute resistance level holds below 610 in the name, so you go up to below it, that would put this trend line right about here. And we would be looking right around 608 and some change. We would look at where this would be the resistance and then a 60-minute reversal. We did have great reversals from the high all the way down here. That was a wonderful trade. That meant that the puts went from the low value to the higher value. And yes, you can see the ranges. And it's a very manipulative contract because we're not showing you the monthly one. We're showing you the weekly 610 put. And how to apply that using this 60-minute chart. Once again, we're featuring it because it's had a great rally up going into the first trading day of September at a major resistance level, and we look to go back in and start trading both. If it wants to go higher, then we'll trade the calls up to 620. Or we'll look at the 605 call. We have lots of call and put strategies already lined up in this name. Here, we'll be looking at a 605 put below the market, but we'll also be looking at the 605 call right here, which had a range right here. The last print was 770. It had a net change of getting marked down 16.49%. I will tell my MMTs that the high, the open interest is only 106. You don't have a lot of open interest on the weeklies now. However, we look at support level. If we come down and test it and it doesn't want to break, then we'll look at the 605 call intraday as well as the 605 puts. And that's going to be the 605 put below the market. We have the 610s, which are here. This is a 610 put. And you can see the ranges right here in it. These are the low and that's the high that they've traded on this weekly contract. The monthly ones, which is a little bit different, this is a call right here, a 610 call. It's a monthly call. You can see that they have 703 contracts open, but look at the low and look at the high. They got more of a range in here. Total volume traded was 498. Historical volume is 372. That's a 922. The monthly trade is totally different than the weekly. Let's keep that straight. However, based on support and resistance is how these calls and puts are transacted, where the bigger money is made in the market, using along with the 60-minute chart in this case. I've showed the weekly chart. We look at making a lot of money in Priceline in the month of September.